Q&A. Who has a question for Michelle? Anyone? I can't even see. Down here. Where's Scott gone? There you are. Microphone? Oh yes, sorry. If you want to take the microphone at the front there. Yes, if you come to it, that would be lovely. Sorry, you have to get up off your seat. Sorry.
Who did the music?
Hi. So yes, the music has been done by Jonathan Morali. He's the lead musician of a French band that was called Sid Matter. And in fact, in the game we have licensed tracks, some from Sid Matters and a lot of other tracks from other bands. There is a Spotify playlist. You can look on the web where we have all those tracks already in, and we have great artists like Angus and Julia Stone, Jose Gonzalez, Mogwai, Bright Eyes, and a lot of different tracks. And on the other side, we have Sid Matters and Jonathan Morali, who did all the soundtracks, and what you are listening right now, and every score in the game has been made by this guy.
As the game progresses, there's more new songs and new music, so it keeps changing.
Thanks.
Okay. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
I really love the Spotify playlist. It's pretty rad. Next question. Come on up.
Don't hesitate to come and wait behind the mic.
So you're a European developer. Why the choice of Oregon and the US for your setting?
Yeah, that's a good question. In fact, on the team, when we started working on the project, we were different persons, and we were all still huge fan of American pop culture and various TV shows like Twin Peaks or Veronica Mars or Buffy or movies like The Faculty, stuff like that. And in fact, we're working with an American writer who's living in San Francisco, so he's doing all the writing, all the dialogues, and we have him check that everything we make in the game is looking like America, because we don't want to be the French developers making an American game which doesn't look American. But yes, I think Oregon and the Pacific Northwest has this good mystical vibe. I don't know, something like, this small town between the ocean and the forest, where everyone knows everyone, and there is some secrets. People are hiding secrets for others, and for us it was a great, the good spot to have our mystery and our story of Max and Chloe as this disappearance of Rachel Amber.
Cool. Yep.
So, did you have any design challenges when creating a shy or introverted-like main character?
Sorry, design challenge when
in creating a shy or introverted-like main character?
In fact, it was, since the beginning, we knew that the game would be about choice and consequences, and with a rewind power. And when we did create Max as the main character, we wanted her to be shy and introvert and always looking to the past, because it was really working with the design mechanics of the rewind. She has issues going forward with her life. She has issues taking decisions, and in fact, the rewind power is even more putting emphasis on this, because with the rewind power, she can double check everything and try everything, and it's really working with her character. And we really tried to work the main character alongside the gameplay power, to have this, I don't know, this synergy between gameplay and narrative and narration and storytelling. But yes, there was a lot of challenges also of course, for the rewind mechanic, because time travel is always tricky. Thanks.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Yeah. When I played episode 1, I felt like most of the choices were very balanced. There wasn't one that was clearly better than the other one, and I was wondering how you managed to balance the choices so well.
Thanks, thank you. That's a good question. In fact, we're trying really to have those gray area. For us, there is no black or white choice. There is no good choice in Life is Strange. In fact, like in real life, every choice you make might end up in the future not being as good as you thought it would be. And that's really the point with Life is Strange, because with the rewind power, you have the opportunity to test every short-term consequence, to really decide if you want to make this choice or this choice. But as you see in the next episode, there is consequences of your previous choices, and you won't be able to rewind at this time. So we are really putting the player into the position of you will need to accept at a point to accept the choice you made before, and you will need to accept fate to go forward. And just for how we made our choice, we always try to look for the gray areas, and nothing is a clear cut. Like, you know, if you in episode 1 we decide to denounce Nathan to the principal, or to just hide the information, there is always some good in both choices, because if you denounce him, that might be something right to do, but it might come back at Max, because the Prescott family is very powerful in the city and has influence in the high school. And in the other hand, if you don't denounce him, you might think that Nathan might harm someone again later in the game. And so we're trying to always make those tough choices for the player to make, with always good and bad in each decision.
Thanks.
Cool. If you have another question, please do feel free to just approach the mic, so you don't have to do a walk of shame in front of everyone. And we can get ones queued up for the next.
Hi, I was just wondering, like typically with games, there's kind of like a chicken and egg, or narratives, like story-driven games. It's like a chicken and egg thing. Like what came first, the game mechanics or the story? I was just wondering which camp this game was.
I think really both were. We did build story and game mechanics at the same rhythm. We are really trying to blend everything, and like I said, for the way we did create Max as a character was really linked to the fact that she has a rewind power. Even the fact that she's using a Polaroid camera, it was always linked to the fact that she's always looking to the past and she has issues going forward. And for the game mechanism, when we are designing puzzles, for example, we're always trying to have narration inside the puzzle. We don't want to make puzzles just for puzzle's sake. So it's a tough balance, but we're always trying to think of the character, what we want to tell about the character, how they would behave, and how they can grow from the situation we have in game. And we're trying to find the good gameplay mechanism and puzzles to go with that. And the other way is the same. We don't want to have story elements that are not going well with the fact that there is a rewind and there is all the game mechanism. So it's really a lot of brainstorm with game designers, a writer, everyone together to balance everything and to find the good pacing and the good, the good balance of gameplay and story.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi. I found a personal connection with the whole theme of time-changing friends. How did that come about? And also, I can't wait for the consequence for watering the plant.
Oh, yes. Watering the plant is you'll have to see in the next episode. that's a really important choice. Oh, you'll see. And for the beginning of the question, it was about.
How does so that theme of like time-changing friends, like coming back and seeing your friends and then seeing them change so much? How did that?
I think that's something we wanted to tell in this story, really, because some of us, it's a theme that's not always used in video games, but it's something that most of us have experienced, or we know people who have experienced this. You know, when time just puts it, when there is a friendship that can fade away with time, and we really wanted to tell this story about this rekindling of the friendship, a lost friendship. When I don't know, it's interesting, you know, those story when those coming home story when you start again to reconnect with everything and everyone you met before, and it felt for us that it was an interesting plot to have in the game, and we really wanted to tell this friendship story between Max and Chloe.
Basically, I was wondering, because the game has allows you to make different choices. I was wondering if, depending on what your choices are, the story can end in different outcomes, or does it kind of like everything just leads you to the same sort of I don't know if
Yeah, no,
you're allowed to answer that.
No, that's a good question. Of course, we have a story to tell. There is a beginning and there are endings. There will be different endings to the game, and we're not doing a big branching like a tree. We are mostly doing it as a vine, or there will be a lot of consequences for your choices. As you saw in the scene we just played, it would have played much different in the dialogue, in the way the meeting with Joyce. Joyce would have said different things based on the choice you made in Chloe's bedroom. And every time you see the butterfly in the game, there will really be consequences. We are not cheating. We are not saying that there will be consequences where there won't be. And it can be big changes, like a different character in a scene, but it can also be some smaller changes, like receiving text messages or changes of dialogues, new outfit for the characters, different skins for the characters. But yes, we have a story to tell, and we're really tailoring this story based on your choices. But you will really see a lot of difference depending on all the different choices you made, and you will have good surprise right in episode 2 and in the next episodes too.
Interesting. All right,
Thank you.
All right, last question, I think. Better make it a good one.
In the upcoming episodes, how much will you focus on telling the story of the power itself, investigating the power, and how much will you tell stories about the characters that involving the power?
The power is really, of course, one of the important themes of the game, but for us it's not the most important one. We are not telling a sci-fi story. It's not. We won't go all UFOs and stuff like this, but we are still mostly telling the story of Max, how she reacts to this power, how she can grow up with the use of this power, and of course investigating on Rachel Amber and the various mysteries of Arcadia Bay. But you saw the tornado in episode 1, and this will play a huge part in all the episodes up to the end in episode 5. Yes, mostly we are still dealing with characters, and we are using the power to make the character evolve, rather than having the character always talk about the power. It's mostly a character story more than a power story. I don't know if that's answered your question.
Cool, thank you very much. Thank you guys all for coming along and participating. We've got one more trailer to wrap it up, but Michelle, why don't you remind us when's episode 2 out?
So episode 2 will be released on all platforms on March 24th.
Awesome,
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and please enjoy the last trailer.
Thanks.
Q&A, who has a question for Michelle? Anyone? I can't even see. Down here. Where's Scott gone? There you are. Microphone? Oh yes, sorry. If you want to take the microphone at the front there. Yes, if you come to it, that would be lovely. Sorry, you have to get...
And on the other side, we have Sid Matters and Jonathan Morali, who did all the soundtracks, and what you are listening right now, and every score in the game has been made by this guy.
As the game progresses, there's more new songs and new music, so it keeps changing.
Thanks.
Okay. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
I really love the Spotify playlist. It's pretty rad. Next question. Come on up.
Oh, don't hesitate to come and wait behind the mic.
So you're a European developer. Why the choice of Oregon and the US for your setting?
Yeah, that's a good question. In fact, we on the team, when we started working on the project...
Get up off your seat. Sorry.
Who did the music?
Hi. So yes, the music has been done by Jonathan Morali. He's the lead musician of a French band that was called Sid Matter. And in fact, in the game we have licensed tracks, some from Sid Matters and a lot of other tracks from other bands. There is a Spotify playlist. You can look on the web where we have all those tracks already in, and we have great artists like Angus and Julia Stone, Jose Gonzalez, Mogwai, Bright Eyes, and a lot of different tracks.